Record on this. Okay, hi you guys. My name's Alicia. Welcome to our week 3 of our new coach training. I'm gonna just check my notes here and remind you guys of what we were going over, what we've gone over the last couple weeks. Oh, Irene just texted and said, I miss you. And she's sad she can't be on this call. She's been in Key West. She was in Key West last weekend. And then she's in Key West this weekend for like 2 separate bachelorette parties. So I thought that was pretty funny. So she's a little bit busy and she's also pushing for some goals. So our plan moving forward is going to be to try and get some of you coaches who've been coaching with us for a while to help us run and lead these new coach trainings. So that's really exciting. But for now, this month and then probably next month, I'm going to keep doing it every week for you guys. And so if you're a brand new coach, like welcome. If you haven't watched the first week 1 or week 2, I would encourage you to go back, make sure you watch those recordings. In week 1, it was like kind of like a kickoff call. We introduced ourselves, why we got started coaching, and then we encouraged you to make sure you launch your business. So that's like your coach announcement post with a call to action. So you're letting people know like what it was like before you found Beachbody, why you joined, what it's like now, and then why you want to like pay the gift forward. The deeper you can get with your feelings on that, like if you have a story, I know some people have a very specific, vivid memory of like seeing a picture of themselves, like, and being really unhappy with where they were at and like describing that moment, you know, or going to put on their brand new work clothes they bought and not being able to fit in them anymore. And that being like their wake up call. For me, my story is I had 3 kids. I was super depressed. I was like at my heaviest, my most depressed. And I was like, I'm going to coach. So you can watch that call again and just kind of get a reminder on how to do the launch post. Obviously, what we would encourage you to do is talk to your coach before you post it, but it is something that you're going to be kind of revisiting often. And we're going to talk today more about like expectations and minimum, I don't want to say requirements, but like what we expect if you told us that you want to work this business, whether it's as like a hobby coach, you want to get your shakes paid for, or you're trying to like run and build a big business. Either way, the minimum expectations are going to be the same. And it's just about how fast and like our pace on that. So okay, so week 1 of the new coach training, you're going to learn how to launch your business. It's really important that you watch that. And then we also in week 2, we introduced you to the vital behaviors, which is kind of like our, I guess, job description and like what we expect or what the company expects of us. And there's it's called a daily activity tracker. So we introduced that a little bit last week, I believe. And it has the 4 vital behaviors on it. I'll kind of just go through these really quick, but we are going to talk about how to like execute all of these today. And so the 4 vital behaviors are: 1, being proof the product works, which means you're doing a program from start to finish. You're, doing your workouts each day. You're drinking Shakeology. You're reading your personal development, which is actually one of the other vital behaviors. So being proof the products work and personal development, those are in our job description and they're part of our like to-do list each day. So I think that's really cool that we are partnered with a company that not only like encourages it, but like literally puts it down on a piece of paper for us to check off because we should be doing it every single day. So those 2 things have to happen first before you can do the other things that we're going to talk about today and how to do those things. And so the 3rd vital behavior is connect, invite, and follow up. So that's where we're basically, guys, our job is not selling. We're not reaching out to strangers and saying, will you buy this shake or will you buy this workout? Like that is not at all what I expect you guys to be doing. And it feels gross when we do that. And I don't want any of you to do that. And so what we are doing is we're building real, genuine connections with people. We're like professional friend makers. We get to go out, meet new people that are kind of like us, that we think we'd like want to go have coffee with, and we build a relationship with them, a genuine relationship with them. And eventually, hopefully that will lead them to want to join us, because I believe, and I hope over time that you'll believe, what we do, anyone could benefit from. Everyone could benefit from all the things that we have to offer. It's not just workouts, it's not just nutrition, it's fitness, nutrition, mindset, meditation. It's the whole package. And we literally have everything that someone could need to be like a well-rounded, fulfilled, healthy human. And so that's why being proof the products work is super important too. You have to believe that, and you have to know that, and you have to have your own transformation, whether it be physical or emotional. You have to be constantly going through the process of growing and changing. And that's really important. So that's the third one. And then celebrating success and getting people results is the fourth one. So once you've connected with people and you've invited them, you've followed up with them, and they decide to join you, that's when like the real work begins. So like I said, we're not selling things to people. We're basically telling them, hey, this is what's working for me. Like, I'm super happy. I've been doing this for, almost 2 years, and I love it. And it's helped me in this area and this area and this area. And we're explaining to people how this has changed our lives. And we're asking them to do it with us. And when they agree, they do have to like pay to have access to the Beachbody On Demand app and all the tools that we have to help them be successful. So there is a transaction involved, but it's not like that transaction happens and then it's over. Like once that transaction happens, once they make a purchase from you, that's when like we really get to start working with people. And I think that's where a lot of us feel the most like excited and fulfilled. And I love getting people results. I can still remember like the first person I signed up. I can still remember like how excited I was when I helped someone finally lose weight, when I helped someone get a job, actually, because she was more confident. She was able to like look in the mirror right before a job interview and like tell herself like, I can do this. I'm like, she started to like have this whole new like self-worth thing happening. And she got this job that she had been wanting to get for a while. And so it's like, those moments, those memories are the reason that I do this. And I think over time, as you are getting your own customers and connecting people to our community, you're going to like start to experience that, and you'll know what we're talking about. But for now, you can still get people results. You can, if you're in our challenge groups, you can be borrowing our successes. Our success is your success. If I'm your coach, or Irene's your coach, or Lindsay, Kim, whoever your coach is, they've helped people, and that is like part of your team. And so that is something that you can share too, and like be proud of that. So we are all encouraging, we encourage each other to share those results too. So it's not like it's, oh, that's Felicia's customer, I can't share the results. Like you totally can. We want you to be sharing each other's results and all those things. So so that is that. Personal development, all those are the 4 vital behaviors. We did a back office training too in week 1, where we showed you how to set up your website, direct deposit, where to find the share a cart type things. So make sure you know how to do that. And also in the back office, you're going to find the daily activity tracker, which is what we're going to be talking about today, and how to use that. So trying to figure out if I should share my screen. I think I will. I will share my screen. Okay. That's not the back office, this one. All right, you guys, I should probably go from the beginning. So I log into coach.teambeachbody.com. Yeah, here we go. How do you count this on the tracker on a daily basis, the recognition part? Oh, Lindsay asked, how do you count the recognition part on the daily tracker? I will show you, it's in here. There's an actual check mark. Okay, you guys, I lost my rank this week. I was so mad. Scott dropped rank. That's my husband, and he doesn't work the business. So it was like, I dropped rank. And I like, you guys, if you know Scott, he's so goofy, but like, I was like kind of upset about it. I was like, oh my God, I like dropped my rank. I was so embarrassed. And he's like, oh, I can't. I was like, how did you drop your rank? Or he's like, how did you drop your rank? I was like, well, you dropped your rank. And he's like, what? He's like, I don't know how that's possible. You should see how many like posts I'm doing and stories. And I was like, oh my God, I hate you. He doesn't work the business. So he was just teasing me. But anyway, okay. So this is like when you sign into coach.teambeachbody.com, this is like where you're going to find everything. They've changed it. So I know some of you are like really stressed about the new structure. And I just want you to know that like, I'm learning this too. Like we're all trying to figure out where stuff is, but it's still pretty easy to find the daily activity tracker. If you can see this, it's like right up here at the top, daily activity tracker. You're going to click on that. And this is our to-do list. This is like where we every day consistently, if we can do some, if not all of this tracker every day over time, you can't not be successful in this business. It's just, we're really lucky because there's a lot of coaches, top coaches who over the years started figuring out like, what are the things that you do every day that makes you so successful? And they created this tracker for new coaches like us to use because it works and that's what they're doing. So, all right. So being proof the products work, these here, it's divided up into the 4 sections, the 4 vital behaviors. So being proof the products work, connecting, inviting, following up, getting people results, and doing personal development. So Lindsay, just to answer your question quick from the chat, under getting people results is where you're going to find that. So contributing to your challenge group, posting in there, recognizing achievement. So for me, I'll usually check that off when I like make the time to go in and like comment on people's stuff in the bod group or tell them like, good job, I'm so proud of you. Responding to questions from customers and coaches. I do that all day long. So I'm just gonna, I know I already do that. Contribute to your challenge group. I did a post early this morning, recognizing achievement. So you could do this. Like I said, I do that when I comment on people's things, but also I need to get better at it. But like at the end of each week on Fridays, I used to do a lot of like coach recognition and challenger recognition. So if you want to create a system right now, like recognizing people, you could start just within your own team, like shouting out your coaches, shouting out people in your group that are like doing really well. Like you could do that now and start just practicing that. I think it's a really good habit to get into because we're doing this mindset workshop, us coaches actually. This is a super tangent, I'm sorry, ADD. But we're doing this mindset workshop and it's like the energy that you give out is the energy you're going to get back. So if you want to attract people who are like positive and like in like a solution mindset, like you going out and recognizing people that are like doing good things and are positive. And it doesn't always have to be like people that are already your customers. It could just be other people that you know that you've been building friendships with on Facebook or Instagram, and just shouting those people out for like being awesome. You're going to get that back tenfold. So following up with new Shakeology users, this is like, so once you sign people up, making sure that you're contacting them pretty regularly and encouraging them to make their shakes the right way and all those things. So if you're brand new and you don't have like a favorite shake recipe, you need to talk to your coach and we will like help you find your favorite recipe because that's really important. If you don't know how to make your shake the way that you love it, like your customers won't either. And we want them to know how to make a shake that they love and that they enjoy because it's so beneficial for their health. There's not a single person I know that wouldn't benefit from drinking Shakeology every single day. So helping your people find the recipes that they're going to like, because it's not enough to just shake it up. And you would be surprised how many people don't know to not shake it just with ice and water. Like for me, that's like, oh my God, like when I hear my customers say that, like after like 2 weeks of drinking it, I'm like, oh my God, I did not check in with them on this at all because yeah, it's gross if you just shake it with water. Like you should blend it. You should make it like into like, love yourself enough to like make something that you want to drink and enjoy, not just like choke down. So, okay, that's my soapbox about that. Personal development. So engaging in personal development, you can add things to each of these as well. So there's this little arrow button that says add task. I added meditate to my personal development because I know it's really important for me to do that. And I'm actually going to do this other one, which is a new thing that I added to my morning routine. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I think just priming. Yeah. So what I started doing and what I think is really important for us all to do before we start any of this stuff and we're going to go over, is to get in the right mindset. So it's gonna be really difficult to go connect with people, to invite people to join us or to any of those types of things when we feel like weird and crappy. We're in not a good mind space. So I used to just do, I would say this affirmation, and I have it as my screensaver now, but it was something like, I will not feel guilty about doing my job. Now more than ever, people need my help. And it really helped me. And I would say that a few times, and it really helped me believe that there was someone on the other end of the computer or the other end of the phone who was where I was at a couple years ago. And when I think about that girl, when I think about myself sitting in my closet crying, when I think about not being able to hear my kids laughing and feel joy, I know that my coach saved my life when she messaged me and was like, "You want to do this challenge group?" Because it's so much more than a challenge group. And we know that. But when we're going to invite people, we need to remember that, and remember that we really are helping people change their life. And not everyone needs it right now, but someone does. And the more people you talk to and the more people you invite, the chances are you're going to find that person that needs you today. And so I try to just remember that, to just kind of like get over myself a little bit and be, stop thinking so much about what people are going to think about me and start thinking more about that person that I need to help today, that I need to find today because she needs me. So I think that's really important to think about. So, what I started doing, I have all these letters. This is a letter from my son. It's a happy Mother's Day letter. And I read these before I start inviting. It's part of my new morning routine. This is a letter from my husband. So that reminds me that I'm a good mom and a happily married wife. And then I have all these letters. This one's from my coach, Alicia. This one is from Lindsay. And they're just nice. This is from my friend, Michelle. And then this one's from my friend, Rachel. Coach. They're all coaches. And they wrote me these really nice letters that have these words in them that some of them I've highlighted: infectious enthusiasm, your encouragement, you never quitting, you're an amazing coach, inspiration, hardworking, fiercely loving, fun, human. Like, I read those things because sometimes in my head, the soundtrack is not that. The soundtrack in my head is like, no one wants to hear from you. You don't know what you're doing. You're still overweight. How can you be a coach? How can, you know what I mean? Like, you were crying in your closet yesterday. How can you help anyone with their mindset? And that is sometimes the soundtrack in my head. So in order to prime my brain to get ready to connect with people and to invite with people, I need a reminder from people that love me and tell me the truth about myself every single day. So whatever you can do to get yourself in the right mindset, I'll write you a letter and tell you how amazing you are. I've probably said some things to you. You could go back in our messages, print that out, write it out somewhere, put it on your computer, put it on your screensaver on your phone, and read that to yourself, because it's really important that you're in the right mindset before we do this. So connecting, inviting, and following up. This is kind of where I talked about having some expectations is going to go along with some of this stuff. So the first couple things: initiate connections, expand your network, invite people, follow up. Those are things we're going to be doing after we've already done the things on the bottom here. So doing a social media post showcasing the benefit of your healthy lifestyle, or that has a call to action. So I like to think of our feed as like, that's where people get to know what you're about. Not necessarily Beachbody. Sometimes it's Beachbody, but what else are you about? That's where you're going to talk about being a mom, talk about, Kim being a mom with adult children and the challenges there. Lindsay, talk about being, and you all do this really well, but you talk about being engaged and planning a wedding. And so this isn't just like, oh, this is the workout I'm doing. In your feed, it's really a chance for your people to get to know what you're about, because people aren't going to join you because of the workouts. They could go on our website and buy workouts without joining you. So people are going to join you because they want to be friends with you, and they want to be part of the community that you're building, and they need to know that they can relate to you. So people that are going to relate to me are going to be different than people that are going to relate to you. And that's why this is so cool. Everyone has their own voice and their own personality, and you're going to click with some people that I wouldn't click with, which is why like we need to be like inviting more people to do this with us, because I want to help as many people as I can. The girl crying in the closet I was telling you about, she might not respond to the way I share. She might not respond to me, but she might respond to you. So there are women out there that need your help that aren't going to hear my message. They're not going to hear Lindsay's message. They're going to hear what you have to say. You know what I mean? So we all need to like be authentic and be real in our posts and how we're sharing. And so the minimum expectations, if you want to get a pen, if you're watching the recording or even now, I expect my coaches to be posting 3 to 5 times a week. So every other day, or if you want to do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you don't post the rest, however you want to do it. But I promise you, the more that you post genuinely, authentically about what you're about, the better. And I'm not talking, and I really want to emphasize this too, to keep it clean. You don't want to like have people go to your page or your feed and have to scroll for 5 minutes before they find something that's relevant to how you're going to help them, right? So if it's fine to post quotes and funny memes and stuff, just put it in your stories. Don't put it on your page, okay? Or your feed. I don't even know the actual language here. I want your feed to be clean and very, I don't want to say audience driven or target based because that sounds weird, salesy, but like, I want it to make sure it defines really what you're about. Like if you could pick 5 things that are like exactly what you're about, those should be the only things that you're putting on your posts. So keep it clean. Don't have a bunch of funny jokes or weird, especially like right now, like political stuff, like just keep it clean, keep it positive and clean. I don't mean clean, like, I don't know, not clean. Like just look nice, not like just a bunch of chaos. Like if you sell stuff or something, you know how like you have a bunch of marketplace stuff, like don't have all that on there. Just have your stuff that's about you. So that's important. So 1 post on your wall per day. And I just also want to emphasize too, that there should be a picture of you on that post 9 out of 10 times. Picture of your face, because people want to get to know you. It doesn't have to be just you, and and it shouldn't be like you in the same selfie every day, but like picture that relates to what you're writing about. So if I'm talking about being a mom, maybe I have a picture of me with all my kids. If I'm talking about meal planning or prepping, maybe I have a picture of me and my food that I meal planned or something. So I think that's really important. Okay, and then so I did a post, I'm pretty sure today, update your story throughout the day. Okay, my minimum expectations on this. So like I said, posts 3 to 5 a week, ideally 1 a day. If you can't do that, I understand. It's hard at first. But updating your story throughout the day, I really want to encourage you to have at least 7 to 10 stories every single day. And like I said, that's really easy, because if you're someone who posts a bunch of quotes or funny memes, don't put those on your feed. Send those over to your stories, because those go away after 24 hours and you don't have to, it's going to, you know what I mean? So that is still a good way for people to get to know like what you're about, your personality, but I want to put those in your stories, because what we're doing with posting and with our stories is, if we think of our business as a brick and mortar business, our stories is where people come to shop. So we put our posts up and they're like window shopping, and then they go in our stories, and that's where they get to see what exactly we're all about. That's where we're going to put more of our workouts. We're going to put more information about specific programs. And we're still going to put a lot of stuff about our life. So we're going to have, it's basically like I've said this before, it's kind of like our stories is our virtual reality. It's a virtual reality show. You are the star of this reality show, and every 5-10 minutes there's going to be a brief intermission, and you're going to have a commercial, and you're going to put some Beachbody stuff in there. Then you're going to resume, go back to your life and show people what you're about. maybe you're playing with your kids, you're watching a show. Lindsay, you do a really good job of like, you and Mike are out and about, you know, and you're like playing board games or whatever. So your life, and then sprinkle that with some Beachbody stuff. Or some memes about what, like your funny quotes and all those types of things. This is where you can reshare some people's stuff. You can do recognitions in your stories, but ideally you're having 7 to 10 stories every day and a post, because this is where we're going to invite people from. Okay, so trying to figure out where to go from here. I'm going to look at the chat really quick. I know there's a check mark, but I mean, what do you do to check it off? Like what counts as recognition? Okay. I think I answered it. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So then respond to all new likes, comments, or views. So this is where I think it gets fun, because I invite from my stories and people who like my posts basically exclusively. That's where I get most of my invites from. Not very often do I just randomly go through my list of people and invite them. I usually am inviting people who've watched my stories or liked my stories or liked one of my posts or commented on my post. And so I will just, if you have a pen, again, you can, or I'll put it in the chat too. No, I'll just tell you out loud because I don't know if I know how to give you things. So, okay. All right. Where I have a note here somewhere that tells me exactly. Okay. Inviting is the hardest part. That's like, I have a note here. It's like inviting is the hardest part. But it's actually the only part of all these fun other things that we do. Inviting people to do this with you is like the only part where it actually makes a difference. Like if you do all these other things, but you never ask anyone to do this with you, it's kind of like you're not going to grow a business. No one, I think I've had like maybe one person like actually ask me to join. I think most often I'm inviting people. You have to invite people and you have to like be confident and know that you're helping people. That's why I talked about reading those things, saying the things you need to say to yourself, because you're awesome. Our groups are awesome. We run amazing challenge groups and you get to put your people in our groups for now. And whenever you're ready to run your own group, you get to run it however you want. And you have to have confidence and know that you are going to run a friggin' awesome group and you are going to get them results and they're going to change their life. So you have to know that. I'm going to just talk about how I invite and the different ways I do that. So we'll talk about initiating connections and expanding your network, I think maybe next time, because I don't like right now when you're brand new, you have so many people that you can invite that is not, you don't have to expand your network right now. You still need to start doing that because eventually you're going to run out of your warm market, maybe faster than you think. So okay, so responding to all new likes, comments, reviews. So if you had done your launch post a couple of weeks ago, I probably already told you, if I'm your coach, like how to go about talking to the people that liked that post. So what I do whenever anybody likes my post, likes my stories or something, I always send them a message because like I said, we have this brick and mortar building and it's our stories and it's our posts. So when people like our stuff or comment on our stuff, that means they're inside our store. We opened up a business, they're in our store now, and we have to acknowledge them. And so if somebody walks in our store, if we had a building and we just ignored them when they walked in, they're probably not going to come back. And they might even go tell their friend that you're a jerk. So please, if someone watches your stories, you have to say something to them. If you haven't ever talked to them before and they watched your stories or they liked your post or they commented, you have to say something. So what I usually say, I say, thanks for stopping by on my, hey, Karen, thanks for stopping by on my stories. It's a little crazy here. Putting myself out there isn't always easy, but I really appreciate you being here. You never know if you're making a difference. XOXO, Alicia. right? And then she might comment back, and then we start a conversation and we start to become friends. And I'm like, how many, hey, I live in Virginia. We moved from Michigan. And we start a genuine conversation. We figure out how we know each other. Maybe I knew her from high school or college or something, and we reconnect. But you don't want to just invite people off the bat if you haven't talked to them in a while. So start a genuine conversation. A lot of times those people will end up asking me like, hey, like I saw your post about, you just launched a business. What are you doing? Like, can I have some more information? And then you can invite them, and then you're talking to them and you say, yeah, you should totally do this with me. But first, acknowledging the people that are watching your stories. That's responding to all new likes, comments, or views. And if I've already talked to them before, and it's been a couple days, then, and they haven't really asked me about my thing, I might wait like 3 or 4 days, or a week, just depending on how you feel. But I think it's okay to invite them after that, right? Because maybe they're like, and they keep watching your stories the next couple days, and they're like, I wonder, she keeps talking about this like challenge group she has and how awesome it is, and they're just too scared to ask you about it. So you need to let them know that like they're invited. They're invited to do this with you, because you guys, not everyone has. So again, we're thinking about where we were at when we started. I was so insecure and terrified of like people not liking me and all those things. So that people are feeling like that, they have to understand, you have to be very clear, like you're invited. So after a couple of days, they're watching my stories, I'm going to send them a message like, oh my gosh, seriously, I do appreciate you watching my stories. If they've watched one of the stories, you're going to respond to that story view. And you're going to say something like, in case you missed it, or you thought I was talking to someone else, I have this virtual fit club or virtual challenge group. We're opening soon. I would love it if you did this with me. Can I tell you more about it? It's really simple. You tell them, hey, in case you missed it, or you thought I was talking to someone else, I have a virtual accountability group opening soon. I would love it if you did this with me. Can I tell you more about it? So write that down. And I want you to send that to like everyone that you've been talking to the last week. I want you to send that to like anyone who's watched your stories, liked your post. That's like just the easiest way to get, can I tell you more about it? They'll say, sure. Usually they'll say, sure. And then you message me or your coach, and we'll walk you through what to do next. But asking them, can I send you more info, or can I tell you more about it, is a really not aggressive way for most people to say, sure, yeah. So will you do this with me? It's kind of like they can be like, no. So I think just saying, can I tell you more about it? Getting them some more information is always good. So that's responding to new likes, comments, or views. And again, it kind of, for me, it's sort of like a twofer. I'm always making sure as soon as I get a post up, if somebody comments, I love it or I heart it, and I comment back, thank you, because that's going to boost your engagement and stuff too. So it's really important that you, for sure, when they comment on your post, that you say, thank you, appreciate it, and comment under their comment, so that your post gets seen, more people see it. So respond to all the new likes. And then from those story views, that's what I said, it's kind of like a twofer. I have invited some people from my stories, possibly if I've never talked to them before, then I'm going to like be probably inviting them in the next couple days. And so I can invite people to join the group there. So, and then initiating connections, expanding your network. I don't think we're going to talk about that today. I think it's important that we could do it, I guess, but I just think we've kind of been going for a while, and I want to, I guess we could do that too, but I don't think we're going to. Following up with people you've invited. I think that's a really important one. I don't want to stress you guys out too much, because I really want you to like work on initiating those, or talking to people, getting your stories up. Posts are super important, and then inviting the people that are watching, and building those genuine connections. And so I guess when I initiate connections and expand your network, initiating connections is also kind of like talking to someone that's watched your story and saying, hey, thanks for watching, I appreciate you being here, and then having a genuine human connection with those people. So but expanding your network is going to be going out adding new friends, adding new followers on Instagram or Facebook. And I think that is really important too. So we'll talk about that a different day. But I think for today, I kind of want to just wrap it up. I don't want to keep this too long. But do you guys have any questions? Kim?
I do. I have a question.
What's
Since they rearranged the coach page, I cannot find it on my phone or on my tablet. And I am having a hard time connecting to it and finding media to share or any of that stuff. All I can see is the coach tracker and the Shakeology. I cannot see my clients at all.
Okay. Well, we might need to get on a call separately, and I can show you, or I can have you share your screen and we can look at what you're seeing, because I don't know how to help you right now unless I'm like in there looking at it too.
Right. Okay.
So I just want to, I don't know, like, so what, if there's a way that you could maybe take a picture of what you're seeing and then I can see, then I could try to walk you through it too. We can talk today more about that if you want. But do you have any questions specifically about posting or inviting?
Yeah, the inviting part is where I struggle.
Yeah.
I have no problem with saying thank you to people because I have reached out and said thank you for liking my post.
Good.
But usually I get no response.
Okay. Not everybody goes in their messages and sees it. And I don't, it's not unnormal to get no responses. I think for every 10 people that I message, I probably get one person that's like, you're welcome. You know, I get, maybe it's less. So I think it just takes some time. But you know what happens when you send them a message, if they've seen it at least, they're going to go back to your stories or your post and see what's going on your page, and they're watching. They'll keep watching, I promise. So for those people that are ghosting you, I just want to encourage you to continue to like show up and post and do your stories, because they're still watching. And I think a lot of people that I've ended up signing up, like Lindsay, she's someone that I was like, she watched my stories and I was connecting with her for a while before she signed up and said, yeah, let's do this. So that's happened over and over for me. And it just takes time to build that credibility with people. And you got to show up every day, and they have to know that you're going to be the person that's going to help them. And you're going to be here tomorrow and in a month when they're ready to sign up. So I've even had people actually last month, one of my new customers, she finally enrolled with me, and she said, you know, she literally said, I've been waiting to see if you were going to like stick it out. I'm like, okay, it's been like a year and a half, but yeah, that's awesome. So I love it. And it just takes time, you know? And so, and everyone is going to be ready when they're ready. So I think the best customers I have anyway are the people that have like actually waited and like ended up signing up with me when they were ready, because they end up doing the things and showing up. I've had people where I think I've kind of like pushed them when they maybe weren't ready. And I'm like, you know, like, let's do this now. I've got this sale going on or whatever. And then they sign up and then they don't show up. They kind of stop showing up and they fall off, and hopefully I'll get them re-engaged when they're ready. But I think just making sure that we're meeting people where they're at and not taking it personally, because it's not personal, you know?
Oh, exactly.
It's not like they're saying, oh, I hate you, Kim. And if they say, so if you have an awful person, there was like, I mean, I've had some, like a couple, like a handful of mean people since I've been doing this, and you just block them, and you think they're just in a terrible place. You know, who knows what's going on in their life for them to be so angry and mean. And that's not about you. So, but more often than not, people are going to be really encouraging. And a lot of those people that ghost me too, once I start talking to them, or once they do respond months later, they'll be like, I'm so sorry, I never reached out. I was just, you know, thank you. Or they'll thank me. They're like, thank you for continuing to message me, even though I was ignoring you. Like, I've been watching you for a while. And so let's just, you know, be putting your stuff out there and thinking about encouraging people. being positive, be a positive light. Like, I think we need that more than ever now.
Oh gosh, yes.
So, and it feels good to be that for someone and know that people are watching. I think I'm trying to think what we're talking. So next week we talk about rank and success club and stuff. So yeah. Lindsay said, yep. And some people forget to answer. And then when I remessage them, they say, thanks for reaching out again. I totally meant to respond. I'm interested. Yes, that happens all the time. And that happens to me. That happens to me too. Like I will like go to message someone and I see that I had typed a whole thing out and I just forgot to press send. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So yeah, like people are just go out there and be a normal human and like don't assume anything. Don't make assumptions about anything ever because you never know what's going on. Kim, you were going to say something?
No.
No? Oh, I thought you were. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I want to encourage you guys today to get another post up. Kim, it would be a good time for you, like I said at the beginning, like when I talked about the coach launch post, the coach, okay, bye, Lindsay. The coach sharing your coaching story, why you got started is always important and always valuable. Like I reshare my coaching story all the time. And so I think you probably did yours probably 6 weeks ago, maybe. I can't remember now, but I think redoing that often. And so maybe today, just thinking about, why did you get started coaching? Kind of redoing that whole story and getting that post up would be a really good idea. Because we have, I want you to kind of like get your juices flowing again about that. We got to always be sharing that story too. So
Yeah.
Mindset Monday. Why don't you go draft a post about mindset and how coaching helped you or is helping you and how you're ready to help someone else to pay the gift forward.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think of what to do for Mindset Monday since I have so much to do today.
I know.
One more thing. Okay. Yes.
Hold on. Let me stop this recording really quick. If it's
Okay.
well, because then we can just chat real quick. Okay. So bye, you guys. Thank you. We will see you all next week for our, again, we're going to be talking next week, ranks, how we earn money, and how to hit Success Club and all the fun stuff like trips and stuff. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.